Hello, welcome everyone, and thanks for joining. Today we are talking about website localization, which is a skill every student, intern, and new developer should understand. So it's all about making website feel natural to people in different countries. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly how it works from the technical side. Okay, so what is website localization? So let's start by breaking down the main idea. The slide says localization is more than just translation, and that's true. Translation only changes the words, but localization goes much deeper. It affects things like your site's content and messaging. It affects how the website is structured and how users move around it. And it even affects your URLs and the SEO strategy behind them. So on the technical side, developer needs to adjust code so the site can adapt to different languages. So the real point here is localization transform the overall experience, not just the text. Okay. Website structure for localization. So here we are comparing the three main URL structure used for multilingual site. Okay, the first one is the subdirectory method. So for example, we have example.com slash fr and slash. So this means each language has its own folder. It's easy to set up, easy to manage, and perfect if you are just starting out. Okay, and we have the second method is subdomain, for example like fr.example.com. So this gives you more flexibility because each language can almost work like its own mini site. So we will have multiple mini sites for our website. In that case it will be slightly more complex. And we have third option is country domains like example.fr. So this is a great for region specific brands because it tells users and search engine that the site is focused on specific country, but it also require more maintenance and sometimes more cost. So most beginners and even many companies start with subdirectories because they are simple and still effective. We have HTML language attribute. So each example on this slide shows how the basic language declaration inside HTML works. So for French pages, you use language equal to fr. For English, you use lang equal to en. And for Spanish, you use lang equal to es. So this little attribute help browser render correct characters correctly, and it also tells screen reader what pronunciation to use. It also helps search engine understand the language of the page. It's small but crucial for accessibility and SEO. Okay, language detection from URL. This code snippet shows a simple way to detect the user's language from the URL. The code looks at the page's path here. If the path start with slash fr, the language is French. If it starts with es, the language is Spanish, and by default, it will be lent to English. So this logic is used to load the right content, adjust the UI, and format data like dates, number, etc. correctly. And modern framework like Next.js handle this automatically, so we don't have to do this manually in Next.js. But the purpose of learning this is it will help you understand how routing and localization actually works. CMS localization basics. Okay, this slide compares the wrong way and the right way to handle translation is CMS. So the wrong way is hard coding text into simple temp like button, submit button. So this is hard coded. And for every language update requires a developer to make change that's slow and messy. And the right way is having separate page entry per language. So instead of one page with English text packed in, you have separate English, French, and Spanish version inside the CMS. This makes editing and translating super simple, And also developers only worry about the structure, not the content. Localizing UI element. So a lot of beginners only translate the big paragraph and headings, but localization include every user facing element, navigation menus buttons, navigation menu, add to cart button, learn more button, and from label and error messages, cookies, banners, and models. If even one of these stay untranslated, it break the user experience. So the rule is simple: if the user can see it, it must be localized. SEO and hreflang tags. So this slide shows how to use hreflang tags for international SEO. Each line connects a language version of the page to its URL. So we have hreflang equal to en, we have hreflang for fr, we have hreflang for es. So with en, it will automatically redirect it to the English translation page. For fr, it will be redirect to French website, and for es, it will redirect to Spanish. So this tag tells search engine which version to show based on the user's language or region. And without hreflang, Google might show the wrong language or think the page are duplicate. So adding this tag is must for multilingual websites. Okay, we have next the text expansion problem. This slide compares how the same word expand across language. So we have example of save. So save in English is short and have only 4 characters, but in German it becomes 75% longer, and in Spanish it become much longer. So in Russian it become 100% longer. It has 17 characters. So that means if your layout is rigid or uses fixed width, everything breaks. So when designing, always assume text might take up more space depending on the language. So we have to design our website UI according to the multilingual website. Okay. Uh, The next point we have here is right to left language. So right to left language like Arabic and Hebrew flips your design completely. So the HTML tag we use here is dir equal to RTL. So it will set the direction, but beyond that, the entire layout needs mirroring. These include navigation placement, alignment, icon pointing to the correct direction, and even animations. And modern CSS framework also support RTL, but custom style needs careful updates. And testing with a native speaker is important to get the experience right. Okay. Now we have common mistakes. So common technical mistake this slide is the biggest mistake developer makes when starting out, mixing multiple language on one page. So translating text inside images, ignoring mobile layout problem, using auto translation plugin without review, keeping testing after translation. So avoid this and your localization process will go much smoother. Okay. Okay, now we have our takeaway from this. So three things matter most is: first, plan your website structure for multiple language. Second, organize your content in a way that separate it from the code. And third, translate only when the structure and content are ready. So good localization feels invisible, and that is the purpose. So when user don't notice it's localized, that means you did it right. Okay. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Website localization is a skill that will help you in school project, internship, and real development jobs. If you learned something new today, feel free to like the video, share it with classmates or teammates, and subscribe for more beginner friendly tech explanations.